What is really happening with Canada immigration right now in July 2026? Canada did something that it has never done before. For the first time ever, the government is telling the people that the permanent residency application are being set aside. And what does that mean? It means that the permanent residency applications are being waitlisted or being parked or being pending or whatever term or language you can use to describe it. And let me tell you what is happening. The reason is that there is what they call immigration levels plan or immigration settlement plan. Think of it like a marketer or a sales rep. Each year you have a target of how many customers you need to onboard in the business. And as the year is starting, you also follow that target and try to make sure you follow it to the end, through to the end. So it's similar with what is happening in Canada. So Canada have what we call immigration level plan or immigration settlement plan. So each year, or let me not say each year, but the government and immigration office, ministry, they sit down and ask, so how many people do we need in the next 3 years to land as a permanent residency in Canada? Based on maybe economic status, housing, or even jobs available. So they might decide that maybe in the next 3 years, 2026, 2027, 2028, that the target to land new permanent residents is 750,000 people. So it can be shared among these three years, 250 each year. So in each of these, they have sectors or sections. They might say Express Entry will take like 50,000 out of it. PNP, Provincial Nominee Program, will take 50% or 50,000 rather. And maybe Canadian Experience Class might take 50,000. Maybe French program and trades might take 50,000. And then work permit to permanent residency might take the remaining 50,000. So that is the settlement plan for each year. And once this plan or this target is being met at a particular time of the year, then government will start putting pause or revising or reassessing this plan or target for the year. And that is what is happening. Today, in this video, I'm going to give you 6 real updates that happened in the last few weeks in the Canada immigration space, for you to know what exactly that has been going on and how to position yourself. So as of May 31st, 2026, the report we are getting is that there are about 1,517,770 applications sitting right in the Canada immigration system. And this includes permanent residency, PR, temporary residency, TR, and citizenship applications. Now, let me shock you. The one we are focusing today in this video is the permanent residency application. And the reason being that most or all of this application, apart from this, will end up coming to permanent residency. Either you apply as a permanent residency or as a temporary residency, it will eventually come here before it goes to, from here, and this other one goes to here before it comes to citizenship application. That's when you have stayed 3 years and above in Canada. That's a topic for another day. So let's look at what the picture of these numbers are looking like or telling us. And that brings us to section 2, which is the wait list. The first time ever that the government is announcing there is going to be a wait list. And what does this wait list contain? As of May 31st, 2026, the permanent residency application that are currently in the inventory that is sitting in the system is 705,315 applications. So now government is saying that they are reassessing the immigration settlement plan and they are putting a pend or wait list on the permanent residency application. So going forward, Canadian government will be publishing a monthly wait list of permanent residency application, which are broken down into different categories. The first category is economic category, which involves or includes express entry and provincial nomination program applications. The second category is economic category, which involves Sorry, the second category is the family category, which involves spouses, parents, and family reunion. So if your spouse is sponsoring you or your parent is sponsoring you to come as a PR, or you have a husband or wife or here, or family reunion, your children, you want to come and meet them, they're already citizens of permanent residency, that is the second category. Then the third category is the protection category, which includes refugees and humanitarian cases, those refugee claimants and asylum claimants. So those are the things. Why does this matter to you, or why should you care? You should care because if you've not heard anything, or you've seen that your application has remained dormant, not dormant, but has been there, sitting, no movement, nothing is happening, it does not mean that something is wrong with your application. It could mean that it's part of what is being waitlisted, that there is a pause on this application, depending on the sector that you belong and category that you belong. Maybe government is trying to reassess the level plan to see the target. And let me tell you, even though you have the best of qualities, the best of application, the best of documents, if the target is being met already, there's nothing government can do. Your application will just remain there and be sitting there until they reassess and revise. Now, on to section 3. Ontario new scoring system, the 130 points and how it is explained. The new system is called Ontario Workforce Priority System, OWPS. Ontario Immigration has said that they have now reclassified how they are going to be inviting people for their own ITA before you now get the federal ITA. So it is explained point by point below. The government said they will add up your points in categories base, which is categorized into 10 categories. And once they categorize it, the sum total of those 10 categories by points base will give you up to 130 points. And once you have up to this 130 points, you are invited to apply to the Ontario Workforce Priority System, which was formerly called OINP, Ontario Immigration Nominee Program. I will get to that later. So let's look at the breakdown. Number 1, where you work will give you up to 15 points. Let's say you work in Toronto. In fact, Toronto will give you 0 points in this current system because Toronto is a city. But if you work in Northern Ontario, which is the remote area, you most likely get up to 15 points for this category number 1. For category number 2, your job skills level will give you up to 90 points, depending on the level where you are. We already know each job has its own skill level going up the ladder. So the level where you are will determine the points you're going to get, and the highest level will give you the maximum points, which is 9 points. For category number 3, your hourly wages will give you up to 15 points. And if your wage is $40 and above per hour, you will get the maximum points, which is 15 points for this category number 3. For number 4, your occupation category will give you up to 10 points. And people in healthcare will get the max. Healthcare will get the maximum points for this category. And number 5, or which is category number 5, the Ontario work experience will give you up to 18 points. That is, the more work experience you have, maybe 5 years and above, 10 years and above, will give you the maximum points for this category number 5. Category number 6, Canadian income tax history, will give you up to 8 points. So here, if your yearly salary is 70,000 plus, you most likely have the maximum point for this particular category, which is 8 points. And number 7, or category number 7, your educational level will most likely give you up to 10 points. And if you have a PhD, doctorate degree, or you have a medical degree, you will most likely max your points for this category. And category number 10, your language ability will give you up to 15 points. So if you also now speak both languages, you will have additional 10 points. That is, if you speak both English and French. Whichever one that is your primary language will give you up to 15. The secondary language will give you additional 10 points. And category number 10, which is your current status in Canada, will give you up to 10 points, especially those who have valid work permits. We get up to 10 points. So one important thing that you need to note, the 9 priority streams that Ontario used to have under ONIP, Ontario Immigration Nominee Program, has been closed. I think that was earlier this year. I did a video. If you watch my channel, you must have seen that on my channel when I explained why it is closed. So this is the new pathway that they are bringing up now. And this pathway is going to open this summer. They've not given us dates yet, but watch out. If your interest is in Ontario or you're looking at coming to Ontario, just get yourself prepared, position yourself for this. Section 4, French Express Entry. CRS drop below 400 points. If you have been watching my channel very well, you will have noticed that I cannot do a video without talking about this, and I cannot stress it enough. The reason is because French language or French category has become this cheat code for permanent residency as far as this 2026 is concerned. Anything can change tomorrow. I know it is not easy, especially if you're an adult, you want to go and learn the second language. The time, the money it will consume is much. But it's worth it at the end of the day if you look at the benefits. If you do your ROI, return on investments, properly, you know that it's worth it at the end of the day having to go and learn French. If, in quotes, your categories are not in categories that are constantly getting invited, like healthcare, those in trades, those in tech, or ordinarily your scores is not 530, 550, 570, 590 and above, that will give you an ITA in a general score, general draw, which has not even taken place for a very long time now. This category is your cheat code. So on the 22nd of July 2026, an ITA, French category ITA, was issued to 5,000 candidates, and the CRS score was 399. And this was the 8th French draws for the year 2026, bringing it to a total of about 40,000 invitation that has been issued out to French-speaking candidates. So if you are stuck on 450 points, why not give it a shot? Why not try? The minimum level they require from you is CLB 7, which is NCLC 7 as well, or 2 rather. And if we backtrack, you can see that the lowest score so far in 2026 for French category was 393, compared to other scores that has been like 500, 500 plus, or even CC that has been in the range of 700 plus. We understand why that, but look at this score. That means if you have 450, you are still sitting in the pool. Maybe your application is part of those that is being pending from what, or waitlisted from what we discussed earlier. This will give you invitation to apply. 393, 399, 400. Now in section 5, let's look at what happened in Manitoba and Alberta. So for Manitoba, on the 16th of July 2026, Manitoba invited 2,146 candidates under their Manitoba Provincial Nominee Program, MPNP. And this seems to be the largest single LAA that's been issued since September 2025. And LAA means letter of advice to apply. That means you apply to come to Manitoba Province for Manitoba Province to nominate you. And out of these 2,146 candidates that received LAA, over 92% of them are from skilled workers in Manitoba, which is broken down into Manitoba graduate, international graduate. That means if you graduate as a student from and you have been living in Manitoba, you get invited for this program. And if you also speak French and you live in Manitoba as a temporary worker, you also get an opportunity to be invited for this LAA. When you fulfill this LAA requirement, you submit, Manitoba will nominate you, and once they nominate you, they will give you 600 points as a provincial point. This will now boost your points in the express entry profile. That means the next time there will be a general ITA in the express entry, you will get invitation to apply as a permanent residency. Now for Alberta, as of July 15, 2026, Alberta issued 3,586 nominations. So you can see the difference. This one is a nomination. This is letter of advice to apply. So these ones, they will screen you before you get nominated. But these ones that are invited here, they are already nominated. So these ones will receive 600 points from Alberta to enter the express entry pool. And look at it. Out of 6,403 slots or spaces that are allocated to Alberta for their provincial nominee program for this year, they've already given 3,582 nominations to people. That means they have like half left. And currently, they have about 36,000 candidates waiting for selection in their pool, nomination program pool. A majority of these are under Alberta Opportunity Stream, AOS. But all hope is not lost. Provincial nominee program is still one of the best ways to come, one of the best routes, because ultimately it will give you 600 points, which will boost your points in the express entry pool to get a federal ITA eventually. So keep it up. So you've seen what played out in the last few weeks in Canada immigration system. Canada inventory for immigration processing has over 1.5 million applications sitting in their pool or in their inventory, which includes permanent residency, temporary residence, and citizenship application. We also talked about how the Canadian government will be publishing the number of permanent residency applications that have been waitlisted each month. Not their names, but the number, the total number of applications that have been waitlisted, so that you also have a fair idea. We also talked about Ontario new pathways, the one that are bringing about to replace the 9 streams that they have previously. And we also talked about Alberta and Manitoba, how they have gone far for the year with their own targets, as we discussed under the immigration settlement level or immigration level plan. All hope is not lost. Keep pushing, keep moving, keep doing the right thing, get the right documents, follow the right process, and try to up your game. Increase your IELTS or language test scores, which is within your power to do, and also try to learn French to boost your scores. And if this video helped you, don't forget to share it with someone who needs this real update in order for them to use it to position themselves properly, to know where things are going and where things are currently are. And if you are new to this channel, don't forget to subscribe, like, share, and comment as well. That will help to motivate and inspire me to produce more beautiful educational and informational videos like this. I will see you in my next video. Signing out.